don't know if you guys can see there's lines, there's symbols right there. I don't know if you can see the symbols. I don't know what they are. There's no tracks out here. There's no shoe tracks. And the way I went in, where I parked at, there's since the rain, my car's the only car that's been here. There's a lake through the trees back there. Got an encounter. I guess you would call it an encounter. I don't know what it is. It's a very strange story. I'm trying to find somewhere to gonna mount the camera so that we can do this. I don't have a lot of time. I've got to get back home and start feeding the goats and seeing what other babies that we have, other new babies. There's a fat ladder, this stump right here. That's the core to these pine trees. And it is extremely flammable. Got an encounter, it was emailed to me through a very strange, you know the email addresses, like mine is at outlook.com, and then they have the yahoo.com and the Gmail. I'm sure there's several others that I haven't named off, but the email, it came and it was not a yahoo.com or nothing like that. It was called Proton, Proton.com. Guys, I don't know if y'all can see that bottom. It drops off right there. There's a black, I'm sure it's a tree. There's a black figure right through there. Probably 70 or 80 yards from me. Trying to get a better view. Oh, it's gone. There was a limb break right here. The figure was right down there. It's gone now. It moved. Something, there's a limb break. I'm going to go back up this way. I don't know what that was. I'm a little ways from the car. I just wanted to get down here where it's quiet. Shoot. Let me set the camera up. I'm going to do it right here. I think I'm going to put the camera on this little persimmon tree right here. Give me just a second. Alright guys, I got the camera up on that little persimmon tree. Right down there is where that black figure that I seen. And I heard the snap just a few minutes ago. I just had a whistle, literally. As soon as I went to hit the record button. I'm going to do this really quick so I can get out of here. I got so much to do when I get home. Now this is absolutely fascinating. This is one I haven't heard of yet. Very strange, very bizarre. Now guys, I'm not saying that this story happened or that it didn't. It's very unusual, and it's not like anything I've heard yet. It's odd. I don't know where to go with it, but I'm going to leave that up for you guys. You guys come to your own conclusion of what you think it might be. But I'm going to go ahead and start it. I want to get out of here. I'm very creeped out. I'm trying to sit where I can see the screen of the camera. Make sure nothing's coming up on me. Alright, he says, hey Donnie, thank you for providing a setting for all of us so-called nut jobs who believe in the existence of an imaginary hairy man. I myself have many experiences with the beasts you call the big guys, but that's for another day. I'm going to tell you about a completely different but odd experience today. I hope this meets the criteria to be shared on your channel. Guys, any of you that are interested in sending in an encounter or something that you've experienced, and it does not have to be Bigfoot, it could be anything. The only thing that for me personally, as far as meeting criteria, leave out the foul language. I'm not going to post an encounter that's loaded with foul language. I'm just not going to share it. My family is right here on YouTube, and I don't want to say those words, and I don't want them on the channel. So if you could leave the foul language out, I'll share almost anything you guys send. There's knocking sounds coming from all around me. I don't like it. Okay. I'm sorry guys. Get back to where I was at. Okay, I hope this meets the criteria to be shared on your channel. Oh, jeepers. My history with the hairy big guys dates back to my early teens in the mid-70s. None of my encounters with those beasts have been bad, not in a dangerous way. Every experience I've had has been on my childhood, and now every experience I've had has been on my childhood and now my children's childhood land. That was a tongue twister. Yes, I still live in the same home I grew up in. The experiences are still going on today. Something different happened in 2010, and it led to my divorce. That's the experience I'm going to tell you. I had ankle surgery to repair an old injury I received during my high school football days. I refused physical therapy simply because I was not going to pay somebody to allow me to walk and exercise my ankle when I could do that at home and for free. Amen to that. I walked down the trail that parallels the property fence rows on the perimeter. Around 200 yards from my back porch, I sat on a sycamore stump to rest my pounding ankle. Not thinking about anything else but the pain pill I left on the coffee pot, a voice or thought popped into my head saying, I am always watching you. I didn't react at first. I just thought, where did that come from? The ankle pain reassured me that it was still there, so I looked around me to find a limb I could use as a cane to make my homeward walk easier. Then that same voice, the voice in my head, said, behind you. Naturally, I turned around, and there on the ground was a limb that looked like it was broken to work perfectly for me to use as a cane. Yes, I was a little fascinated, but I was but I was in the wooded areas of the land, and there's limbs everywhere. I grabbed a limb and started back to the house. That was the beginning of the voices. Forwarded a week or two, I'm on the lawn tractor mowing behind the house. I already mowed a quarter of the grass and was mowing away from the house and towards the back of the field. The voice came again. 3 stones, 3 of us. As I approached the end of the field, I saw a limb in the grass. I'm sorry, I lost my spot. As I approached the end of the field, I saw a limb in the grass in front of the mower. I spent a half hour picking up the limbs and pine cones before I started mowing. I figured it just fell from the large pine that overhangs that end of the field. I parked the mower and went to pick up the limb and sling it into the woods, and that's when I noticed what else was there. 3 grapefruit-sized stones. I was startled, to say the least. There's something to this voice, I thought. So mentally, I answered by saying, "Okay, you have my attention." Immediately, an answer of, "We are always watching." I verbally said, "Who are you, and what do you want with me?" No answer came. I took the mower and went back to the house and not finishing the mowing. The rest of the day was uneventful. At bedtime, I began telling my wife about the voice. She laughed and made it out to be imagination. I shut down and went to sleep. The following night, I began to hear a high-pitched whistle that pulsed like a heartbeat, very mechanical-like. The whistle got much louder by bedtime and nauseating. I got up, walked down the hall, turned into the bedroom door, and then a bright flash enveloped me. Seconds later, it was gone, and so was the whistling. But I wasn't inside my home anymore. I was in the wooded area way in the back of our property. Panic-stricken doesn't even come close to what I was experiencing. There's no words to describe the fear I was living. When my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I noticed a few people around me, but just far enough away that I could not identify them. There were voices from these people, but the voices were in my head. I kept asking, "What happened? Where am I? Who are you?" over and over, but with no answers. Just multiple voices talking over each other in my head. I felt my vision going. Then I hit the ground, fainted, I think. I woke up to being carried through the woods. I thought my father was carrying me. I felt as I were 10 years old. Then the fog in my mind cleared, and I remembered that I was almost 60 years old. The fog cleared. Sorry, guys, I scrolled too far. Then the fog in my mind cleared, and I remembered that I was almost 60 years old, but I felt so small in the huge arms of whoever was carrying me. This person, or whatever it was, had long, coarse hair covering his arms, chest, shoulders, neck, and head. Definitely not a human. The voice in my head said, "We are watching, you are safe," and then silence. My ear was pressed against the chest of this massive being, and I could hear his heartbeat pounding like a huge drum. I was too scared to try to get out of the grip I was in, but I had a feeling of overpowering safety, if that's understandable. I kept quiet and listened to the breathing and heartbeat of this being, and I realized that his heartbeat was slower than any person or animal I'm aware of. 20 beats per minute if I had to guess. But how is that possible with it carrying me? I am 290 pounds. I either fainted again or fell into sleep, but I awakened to sitting in the plastic yard chair on my back porch. There, 8 yards in front of me, was 3 very large human figures walking away to the far end of the field, covered in long coarse hair and moving in an unnatural way, almost wavy like smoke. They vanished near the edges. They vanished near the field's edge. I don't know if they vanished into thin air or if it just appeared that way, but they did not step off the field. They were there 1 minute and gone the next. I ran into my house to find my wife asleep in the bed. I woke her up and went through the details of everything that happened. She said that I was in bed fast asleep when she came to bed, which I know is wrong because I went to bed before her. But I somehow ended up in the woods before I even got to reach the bedside. That started a never-ending argument that resulted in a divorce. She actually moved out 2 days after this event happened, which I found out she already had a boyfriend anyhow. A week later, I went to my doctor for the last post-op checkup. Are you ready for the real trippy stuff? Doc took several x-rays of my ankle to make sure that I didn't break any screws or plates, and he could not find them. He ordered an MRI, and when he received the results, he called me to come in. Not only is my ankle feeling better than it ever has, there's no hardware anywhere in my body. The doctor is completely lost over my file. Not only have the screws and plates disappeared, but there's no marks in any of the bones to suggest that there's ever been anything wrong with my ankle. I still have the scars from the original surgery, but no additional scarring at all. I've had 3 requests for exploratory surgery, but I rejected all of them. This strange event has changed my life literally and physically, but in a positive way. I still hear the voice at times, but I always respond with in a caring and thankful way. Do I think that the big hairy guys healed me? I don't know. I don't think that these things are the well-known Bigfoot, but I do think that they are somehow related. Angels, medicine men of the big hairy guys, or fairies, whatever they are, I welcome them open-armed. Maybe one day I will tell you about the multiple visits I have had from the military. Yes, I have spoke with several Air Force men about what happened with my ankle, but I have never spoken to them about the 3 big folks and what they have done for me. I will do everything possible to protect these things. That's the sole reason I am not disclosing my name or location. You can tell everyone that I am below the Mason-Dixon line. Ha ha ha. Thanks for the opportunity, Donnie. Hopefully this will cause people to evaluate these creatures before they choose to assault them. And he signs off, your brother, ABC123. That is, I don't even know how to respond to that. That is the most bizarre story that I've heard. I've never heard anything like that. And this man's right at 300 pounds, and he said this, whatever it was, if it was a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch, or whatever, to be carrying him like a kid. And he said his heart wasn't even beating, like 20 beats per minute. That's, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. That's bizarre. I've got a couple of other encounters. I just got to get the time where I can come out like here and take the time to put them out. I've been extremely busy. I just picked Rosie up. Rosie and Kim are up there about 200 yards. They're in the car waiting on me. I'm getting sounds here. I'm getting sounds behind me. I got a whistle over here. Got something else over here knocking around. I don't like being where I'm at. So guys, I'm gonna head up to the car. I gotta get home. I got a bunch of feed buckets to clean out. I got water and troughs to wash and a refill with water. Got to get all the animals fed. We've got over a dozen babies now. Sounded like movement, like walking. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll tell you what. I doubt I'll have time tonight to go live. I will be going live soon. I may have to do it during the daytime because I'm spending whatever time I do have putting the fence up in the back. We've got to replace the fence, and I'm doing it by myself. Chris will be able to help me next week, but the goats are getting out daily, so I got to do what I can until I get help. But anyhow, y'all have a wonderful day, and let me know what you think about that story. I don't know the man who sent it. I don't even know the state that he's in. I don't have any idea. But that's my personal opinion. That sounds more on the lines of work of these alien things, these whatever you call these little ET creatures. These come out of spaceships. These, I don't know what they are. But for him to have hardware in his ankle and it disappeared and his ankle is fixed, I don't know. I'm lost. You know, maybe I'll run into one of them things and he'll fix my back for me. I'd be so grateful. But guys, I love you all. I gotta get up, at least get closer to the car. I don't feel good. I got a very bad, uneasy feeling. But y'all have a wonderful weekend. God bless each and every one of you. If you have an encounter or a story that you want to share with us here on Standing Goats Rescue, email it to me at standinggoatsrescue@outlook.com. Please let me know if you want your name used. I do not recommend using your first and last name, and I absolutely don't recommend giving out your exact location. If you want to share your location, you know, we can share the county that you live in, but I wouldn't go any more detailed than that. Y'all have a good day. God bless you. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. As always, remember, be safe. That was a growl. I'm pretty sure that was a growl. Guys, I'm out of here. Let me get this thing off. I'm getting out of here. The trail's back over here. I'm not gonna go back downhill toward that. Y'all have a good day. I'm gonna turn this off so that I can boogie. I'll see you guys soon.